The morning rush at Maple Street Diner had barely begun when 12-year-old Liam pushed open the door, his backpack hanging by a single strap, his hair messy from another night of restless sleep. He always came early, before customers filled the booths, before anyone could notice how carefully he chose the corner seat, the one closest to the kitchen, the one where he hoped no one would ask why he was alone. Ruby, the diner's owner, noticed him immediately. "Morning, champ," she said, sliding a warm plate of scrambled eggs his way before he could even speak. Liam smiled, the kind of smile that flickered quickly, as if afraid someone might take it back. He never asked for food. He just showed up, quiet and grateful. And for months, Ruby pretended it was normal, pretended she didn't see the bruises of exhaustion under his eyes or the way he tucked half the meal into a napkin for later. The regulars assumed he was just another kid from the neighborhood. No one knew that after his father died, his mother worked nights and barely kept the lights on. No one knew that some evenings, dinner was whatever Liam could stretch from whatever Ruby had quietly slipped his way that morning. Then, one Friday, everything changed. A black SUV pulled up outside the diner, stopping in a no-parking zone as if rules simply didn't apply. Out stepped a man in an expensive coat, sunglasses even though the sky was overcast. He looked wildly out of place among the chipped mugs and vinyl booths, like someone who took meetings on private jets, not in small-town diners. "Is the owner here?" he asked, scanning the room. Ruby stepped forward, wiping her hands on her apron. "That's me. What can I get you?" But before he could answer, his gaze fell on Liam, thin, quiet, eating as if he wanted to make each bite last as long as possible. Something in the boy's posture froze the man on the spot. He walked toward Liam slowly, as if approaching a memory he wasn't sure was real. "You look like someone I knew," he said softly. Liam blinked, confused. Ruby stepped in. "He comes here every morning before school. Good kid." The man pulled out the seat across from Liam. "Do you mind if I sit?" Liam shook his head. The stranger studied him, not with pity, but with recognition. "When I was your age," he said, "I used to sit in a place just like this. A woman fed me for free for almost a year when my mom couldn't. I don't know where I'd be if she hadn't." Ruby stilled. Liam looked up. The man continued. "I grew up. Got lucky. Built a company. But I never forgot the kindness of someone who didn't know my story but cared anyway." There was a pause. Long enough for Ruby to glance toward the kitchen. Long enough for Liam to wonder why this man was telling him all this. Then the man reached into his coat and placed an envelope on the table. "I don't know your situation, kid, but I see you, and I want you to have a chance, not someday now." Inside the envelope was a prepaid card, set up in Liam's name. Enough money for food, clothes, and a few months of support. Enough to shift the weight he'd been carrying alone. Liam stared at it, speechless. His throat tightened. Ruby wiped a tear before it could fall, but the man wasn't done. He turned to Ruby. "And you're doing what she did for me. So I'm covering this diner's rent for the next 2 years. People like you keep towns like this alive." Ruby gasped, stepping back as if the words physically pushed her. Customers who had been quietly listening now sat frozen. Liam whispered, Why would you do this?" The man stood, placed a hand gently on Liam's shoulder, and said, "Because someone once helped me before I ever earned it. And sometimes, life gives you a chance to return the favor." He walked out the door the same way he came, without waiting for applause, without leaving a name. Liam held the envelope to his chest. Ruby leaned beside him, her voice trembling but warm. The diner felt different now, lighter, brighter, as if the walls themselves had overheard the promise of a better tomorrow. And for the first time in a long time, Liam allowed himself to believe that tomorrow might actually be kind.